And we are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Snaggin Night Live with Dustin and Sean and our special guest, Kevin from Palmetto Cats. Thanks for coming in tonight, Kevin.
Yep. I'm
I
here.
know it's late, and I know we're all tired. Oh,
That's all right. I'm not old. I can still do it. Still
I
hang
tell
with
you,
the young cats.
I'm not old either.
well,
Sometimes I don't know how these guys do it. And, it's late night stuff, and I'm just like, man. But I do get up at 4:30 in the morning. So
wow. Yeah, last weekend for me was killer. I mean, I made the mistake of going to bed at 9 o'clock or 9:30 on Wednesday night, and my body for some reason only needs 6 hours of sleep, much to my chagrin. Um, but I woke up at 3:30 in the morning on Thursday. Couldn't go back to sleep. So then we had the show Thursday night. So I was up until probably midnight. I probably don't think I went to sleep until 1 o'clock in the morning. Woke
jeez.
woke up Friday morning. Went to work. Well, woke up at 6:30 to get landed on the bus. Went to work all day. Did Stan's show Friday night. Did Jody's show until past midnight uh, Saturday morning.
Goodness.
I think I slept in until maybe 7 on Saturday morning, and then I got up and had to go to a friend's house to help him out. Um, and then I was going to go fishing Sunday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning with Green Machine and Stan. So I didn't get any sleep, and I ended up. The whole point was to try to take a nap before we went out fishing, and I didn't get to go to sleep. I didn't fall asleep, but that is. And so I took a shower at 11:45. I was waiting on a phone call from Stan. I think about 1:15, I passed out. And I woke up at 2 o'clock or 2:30. I looked at my phone. I'm like, there's still nothing. And then I fall back asleep. And at 3:15, I finally get the text message. And I forgot that that was the spring forward an hour. So I only got like 1 hour of sleep. I think I got maybe 11 hours of sleep in 4 days. I slept all day Sunday when I got home.
God bless you, man.
I was exhausted.
Yeah, I can't go that hard anymore. My body, is bigger than it needs to be and it's getting older. So it's like, no, you're stopping right now. If I'm lucky, it's not in the car on the way to work.
Yeah.
If I get in the car and I start driving, I'm like, oh, it's comfortable. Thank God for lane assist.
Yeah.
And I
I've
hate when I say that.
yeah. Well, I've been in a similar situation when I was in the military. I ended up doing a 24-hour shift, and by the time I lived off base, and I don't I remember getting into the city, but I lived about 45 minutes off base. I remember getting into the city, but my house was another 25 minutes past the city. I don't remember the city to pulling into the county or the in town. I don't remember pulling in town. I do remember passing the greenhouse on the left hand side when I pulled in town, but I don't remember anything else that entire drive.
That ain't good.
No, that was not good at all.
Mm-mm.
We got 19 awesome people in here so far. A little bit of a schedule change for everybody. We have been doing 2-hour shows.
Speaking of not getting sleep,
Um, but Sean and I have been talking about it, and I think we're going to knock our shows down to 1 hour from 10 to 11 on Thursday nights, just so that we can try to get a little bit extra sleep because both of us do go to work Friday mornings. Sean gets in earlier than I do. I don't have to be to work till 8:30. What time do you get in, Sean?
I'm usually in pretty early by 7.
But you live 40, 35, 40 minutes away?
Yeah. I'm an early riser like Kevin, so yeah, I definitely get up early in that 5 o'clock hour. So yeah. But
So
I'm getting younger though. I'm getting younger. I can stay up late.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's got 3 kids that keep him going nonstop. So
That's the other
Okay.
thing. I don't have any kids, so I don't even know how. Y'all, that's crazy, man.
I've got one that won't stay at the refrigerator right now. I'm trying to
is
get it
that
out of the
snacks?
kitchen. That's snacks, yeah.
Snacks,
Yeah.
okay. Big surprise.
Snack.
So we got a few people. Sampy was in the house early, 9:08, as he usually is our first guest in the chat. Pontoon Jodi said she was first if you delete Sampy's comment. Catfish Dogs in the house saying, let's get this thing started. Joe Ziegler, how you doing? Saying, let's go. Real and Virtual Outdoors. Hello, Dustin, Sean, and Kevin. Hey, Troy, thanks for sharing us out. Really appreciate that. He shared us out on Facebook today.
Oh, awesome.
We're a
Thank you.
fan-friendly show. We really appreciate that. 351 Cleveland's in the house. How you doing? The Vineyard Farmhouse. Good evening. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that.
Vineyard Farmhouse. All right.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Might have been before, but Miss Shirley T, how you doing? She says, hey, everybody.
We're supposed to be waving.
Yeah, there you go. Hi. Dale Hayslip, how you doing, Dale? Thanks for coming in. Steve Ransom says, good evening, fellows. This Palmetto Cats guy saying hello to folks. Grilling and chilling with Mojo. How you doing? Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. I get up at 3 a.m. Wow. I get up at 3 a.m. if I fall asleep at 9 p.m.
Or
Apparently.
if you're fishing with Stan and Dan.
Right. And we got Uncle Jeep in the house saying, howdy, peoples. Jeep. Fishing with Jeff Biel. What's going on? It says, hey, old farts. I'll watch the rest tomorrow during lunch. All right. Speaking of old farts, go to bed. Let's see. Jumped on me. Crappie Day Fish on. What's going on? We got 34 awesome people in here with us.
They're rolling in now.
Thank y'all for coming in. We really appreciate it. Let's see. Snaggin Whiskers, the OG Snaggin Whiskers. What's going on? It says Sean is never there before.
Oh, here we go.
So that's Sean's old boss.
Scott, it's past your bedtime.
Yes. I think Scott goes to bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening and gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
We got to give him a shout out since he's in here. Or should we?
Oh, of course. So Scott is the OG Snaggin Whiskers. He was the placeholder for the name for Sean.
We'll give him a little credit tonight. It is
much.
a catchy, not too much credit, but just a little bit. He did come up with the name Snaggin Whiskers.
Here we go. One of our other favorite channels, Butterflies and Sunshine. How you doing? Says hi, Dustin, Squan, place of an H, Squan, and Jevin.
Butterfly in the sky.
Donald Knight Sr., good evening. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. Whisker Dreams, good evening. Says hello all.
What's happening?
Big Slim 91. What's going on, Big Slim? Thanks for coming in, as always.
Large Slim.
Fish on Ed Evans says, good evening, everyone.
What's up, Ed?
Brian Waldo. Hey, y'all from Central California.
Howdy.
We have people all over the world in here. Oh,
worldwide. Prestige worldwide.
Brian V. Catfishing. Yo, I'm here, but getting the car clean, so I'm listening. Dustin, you're doing a great job. That's right. Says Snaggin Whiskers says, Sean is always worried someone is hiding to scare him. I've heard the stories.
We got to get somebody to block him. And we made him a mod. I guess we got to keep him.
Got to get you a super mod.
I know. So, real quick before we get started, do want to do a couple of shout outs. First thing, if you check the description, you will find all of our previous guests that have been with us. Their channel links are in the description. Kevin Palmetto's channel link is also in the description as tonight's guest. We also have the link to Ancient Mariner Fishing, who have been gracious enough to work with us over the last year and a half. And then Hook Addict. That's we are I can't think of it. They're not a sponsor, but brand ambassador for Hook Addict. TSW15 get you 15% off. And then there's a couple of shout outs in there. They're not YouTube channels, but I do want to thank them for the things that they have done for our channel. We have Ed Evans and Jeff Biel who were in chat. I'm not sure if they're both still here, but they came down and fished with us on the James River from the Schuylkill in Pennsylvania, and this was earlier on. I think it was late last year. And they came and fished with us, and they were gracious enough after their visit to get us a Hydro Web 80.
Ooh, wow!
So they got that for us. So that's when we started our tradition of naming all of our gifts. So if someone gets us something for our channel, we will name it after them. So Jeff and Ed got us the net. So our net's name is Jed. Yeah, I'm sure those who have watched our videos and lives have seen Jed a time or two.
We also have a Jed too.
that is true. He gave us one of the other nets. Ed gave us another net that for Sean's boat that he wasn't using anymore. So that was awful generous of both of them to do that.
Very generous. That's awesome.
A coworker of ours,
very nice.
A coworker of ours, Amy. She was nice enough to purchase us a rod and reel from Ancient Mariner. We got the Leviathan rod with Ancient Mariner's low profile Ocean Tycoon. And she was nice enough to get that for me, but she did say the one stipulation was I had to name it Amy Jane. So that rod is named Amy Jane. Matter of fact, she's sitting right over there. And then at CatCon, we had our show, and we had a bunch of awesome people come on our show that Thursday night, and we talked about what we wanted to get at CatCon. And one of the things I brought up was one of the main reasons I went, besides meeting everybody, which was an awesome event to do so. I said I wanted to get a Never Lost Anchor. Shout out Never Lost Anchors. I was talking about what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to get just one or get two. I was waffling back and forth, and the wonderful Butterflies and Sunshine stepped up and said, "Dustin, you get two of them. I'll take care of it." So I got a one of the new Pro Series anchors for the front of the boat, and then the original design for the back of the boat. And the front anchor, the Pro anchor, is named Butterflies, and the rear anchor is named Sunshine. So, so Butterflies and Sunshine is with me on the boat every time we take it out. So thank you again, Butterflies and Sunshine, for that generous donation. And then one more quick shout out. I'm gonna go full screen here. I think because John, yours is at work. Your coaster.
Oh yeah, it's on my desk.
Yeah. So a friend of ours that we work with was nice enough to take our logo. This is the one John Parker did for us, and it's on a slate. It's a coaster on slate, and she had it printed on that for us. So we've got that one, and then we've got one that our original logo, and that's the one that Sean has in his office at work. So Aretha, thank you very much. That's what I call her. She'll appreciate that. But thank you very much for doing that. That was unexpected, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, that was nice. Very nice.
So we got 37 awesome people in here.
Got a few new people in the chat there.
Jack Rickman says, "Hey everyone from Greenville, South Carolina." Well, Jack, thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Mm-hmm. How far is Greenville from you, Kevin?
About 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Not too far.
We got
drive up that. I used to live up close to that area.
Okay. Whereabouts do you live at now, if you don't mind saying?
I live in the Low Country now. I live in a town called Monk's Corner. Well, I live in a suburb of Monk's Corner, but it's basically Charleston, South Carolina, so close to the coast.
Okay.
About 20 minutes I can get to a beach 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
And that's whenever we talk about the Cooper River, that leads out to the ocean right there.
Right. We have Sogo in the house. Says, good evening, y'all. Going to bed, but I'll listen on the drive tomorrow. Well, thank you, Sogo. Appreciate that.
Awesome.
We got Fishing Fever. Yeah, Fishing Fever. He's another James River angler. Every time I talk about Amy Jane, for some reason he calls it Mary Jane. He's a newer channel. He fishes with us a lot, and we're going to do a lot more fishing with him in the future. But that's Austin. So that's a running joke with us too. River Rat 3030 says, "What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing well tonight." Well, thank you, River Rat. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in. Jeff Biel's still in here. Big Slam. Catfish Dog. Dustin, before you get started, I just want you to know that on Sunday night, I'll be on Avid's show breaking out the new 1-800 Rent-A-Fish commercials. Everyone on the panel will be in them. Yeah, he's told us he's made commercials, so I'm interested to see what those are all about. Well, thank you for letting us know, Catfish Dog. Definitely have to check out Avid's show Sunday night. All right. I think we are caught up in chat. Hopefully, I don't miss anybody. But so, like we said, we're downsizing our show to an hour. So we should probably get started on why we were here tonight. The idea of doing what we're doing is the river series. We started fishing the river battles, and there was 6 rivers involved in the river battles. Most everybody knows a little bit about each one of the rivers, I believe. We wanted to kind of give everybody a little bit more in-depth overview of some of all the rivers that were in the river battle to start with. We'll probably pick this up again at some point, maybe after next year's river battle. Hopefully, there's some new rivers that come in, and we'll get to highlight some of those rivers as well. Rowdy Royal, what's going on? We have not forgot he won the sticker pack from last week's show, so we need to make sure we get. Did you get that out yet, or I know you've been busy, Sean?
No, yeah. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have it out.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. This week's been a little crazy. Yeah, got it.
So anyway, the 6 rivers in the river battle were, now correct me, I might stumble on this because I seem to forget at least one of them every time I do this. We had the Cooper River, we had the Ohio River, we had the Tennessee River, we had the James River, we had the Potomac River, and then we had the Mississippi River.
That's right.
Hey, I got them all. For some reason, I always miss the Mississippi.
It's a hard river to miss.
I know, right? See, Fishing Fever said, Kevin, you talked about this last night. I figured you would be.
He said I look tired.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we reached out to Kevin yesterday before his show and asked him to come up here since we were going to talk about the Cooper. We wanted somebody that knew or was familiar with the Cooper to come up and maybe, give us some of their thoughts and ideas and some things that people, might want to look for when they fish that river. Oh, boy, Brian B. sending me messages now. I got you, Brian. But so we wanted to start with the Cooper River, and so I'm going to share my screen. And what we've done is I've pulled up a couple of different things. So this is Google Earth or Google Maps, and I wanted just to kind of give an overview of where the Cooper River starts. And what body of water is this up here, Kevin?
Lake Moultrie.
Lake Moultrie. And Lake Moultrie is fed by
Lake Marion.
Lake Marion. Yeah, that's right up there. Okay. Those are two pretty big bodies of water.
Yeah, the lake, I think Lake Moultrie is the 3rd largest in the state. and Lake Marion is the largest in the state.
Wow.
But you look at Moultrie because it's a bowl, and you would think that that one was the largest one in the state, but it's not.
Okay.
Oh, did I do
They're
that?
both very shallow. The deepest part is right there where it, by where the Cooper starts, right in that area, and then up like towards the left corner of the screen, like right in that, yeah, right in that area. That whole strip is
Okay.
the deepest in the whole lake, and that it gets about almost 60 foot right there.
Oh, wow.
But that's it. The rest of the lake, the average depth is probably 25 foot, 15 to 25 foot.
Oh wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the deepest parts consistently are the channels, the old riverbeds,
Awesome.
because both of these are man-made lakes. They they were cut down, starting with Moultrie, and they clear cut them uh, right before World War II, and they got almost done with Moultrie, but they were a third of the way, or maybe only halfway done with Marion, and then World War II broke out. And as you know, if you know remember your history, a lot of the resources in the United States went to the war effort to divert energy, to build weapons and build tanks and whatever. So they stopped all the infrastructure building and just flooded it. Um, and so you have a lot of things that were flooded, like graveyards and houses and churches and railroads, and then of course trees. And if you fish Lake Marion, which is the upper lake, um, especially since 1989 Hurricane Hugo came through and leveled a lot of those standing trees that were standing in 40 feet of water at the water line. So now you have standing timber in 40 foot of water, 6 inches below the water line, and you
Wow.
can't see them.
That-
So if you don't know what you're doing, which I've rarely fished Marion, if you venture in the wrong parts of that area, you'll be in 40 foot of water, but you'll tear your transom off.
Ooh,
So
that's not good.
it's really really scary. So I don't really fish it too much.
Definitely got to know it. Yeah, that's crazy. Now those lakes, if I'm remember correctly, I'm always a nerd. I get on there and look at how the bodies of water connect. Do they connect to the lakes that are below Charlotte? I'm drawing a blank on the name of them.
No,
No, okay. They're
no. So
fed.
we're Charlotte is the upstate. Um, it's about 4 hours from here.
Yeah, Wiley. I'm thinking Lake Wiley.
Yeah, you're
Those
thinking
like,
Lake Wiley. Yeah, Lake
yeah,
Wiley
okay,
goes from in it borders North Carolina and South Carolina,
okay, I
which is
got you.
very unique, but um, not the Cooper.
But it's not
And
part of that same water system.
no, it's not.
Gotcha.
The Santee River comes into the lake, and then there's something I can't remember. I think it might be the Santee River that comes down from Columbia, but I guess maybe indirectly all of them feed each other, right? But
right.
because water
Right.
flows downhill, but um, mainly that lake, all these lakes empty into the Cooper River, into the Santee River.
Gotcha.
I've never fished the Santee River. And it's just not in my town, and it's a good. So these lakes are so big that to drive around with a car and a boat or a trailer to the other side will take you several hours, when you can jump in a boat and ride across the lake in 30 minutes.
Right.
So, and you can't get to the Santee River from the lake. You have to get to it from a boat landing because there's dams.
Gotcha. It's got those little country roads, I'm sure, that go all
Mhm.
around the lake and
Yeah, you
wide
can
and
get to
turn.
the Cooper River from Lake Moultrie because there's a lock system right there on that screen. So if you zoom in, right there, that's a lock system. and those
wow.
doors. See the doors right there?
Yep.
The doors open up. Yep, right there. And then they let water out, and those doors down at the bottom in the river are probably 100 foot tall. It looks like Jurassic Park when they open.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
It's one of the oldest lock systems in America.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. It's got a lot of history. There used to be a big power generation plant right there, as you probably can figure, because there was at a dam. But it
Right.
was a big coal generating plant. So now it's just all hydroelectric.
Okay.
Yeah. They tore down, there's two giant red and white towers that stood there. They tore them down.
Wow.
Gotcha.
You can see the base of them right there, that circle
Mm-hmm.
back here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. Wow.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
But that's where it begins, and that's called the tail race, just like most dammed river systems. There's a straight shot from the dam for about a mile or two straight down before you see any real significant bends. And right
Straight.
there, that's that whole section is called the tail race. And then
Okay.
now we're into even though it says Cooper River, that's any water below a dam is called the tail race.
Gotcha. How deep is that water coming through that straight stretch?
It's all it's very shallow, like 30 foot, 35 foot, probably be the max depth until you get down where I've been fishing here recently. About
Gotcha.
5 miles down, right when the water starts to turn brackish is when it starts to get deep.
So Cooper's a tidal river, right?
It is.
Okay.
You don't see much tide up this far,
Right.
because they push water out of there. And so they'll buck the tide sometimes, which it sucks for fishing. I think one of the la- one of the 5 live streams I did, past 5, I think I went out there and I was gonna sit right up there where you got it, right up there on the mouth of all those creeks there, and I was gonna anchor and fish them, but the water was stand still because the tide was coming in and they were letting water out. So it just you just sat there and you just rose up.
Yeah, we have something similar on the James because up above the fall line on the James we have up above the city there's the rapids and all the water coming from the dam upriver. So when the water comes down to right where the city's at, the city is about the extent of where the tide comes up. So it's essentially the same thing. They fight each other. That just raises and lowers
Yeah.
for a good portion of the time.
Now you do get some higher waters here. Like it doesn't ever flood. Like I'm amazed at how well it's managed that it doesn't ever flood. Like they've got it in tune, and you'll never get strong back current up here, where you're at, because it's so close to the dam, and they're going to manage that water by pushing it out. You only get back reverse current, incoming current really strong down there by those barges and stuff that I fish, and down in the open channels about 5 miles downriver. But this is a very unique place. There's fish here, but there's not a lot of giant fish here. And I'm not sure why. You'll catch, you'll catch catfish 20, 30 pounds. But I've never heard of any giants coming out of here. I think Jeremy has a story about 170 pounder that him and his brother lost or something like that. But you don't see a lot of people fishing catfish up here. Now people will fish bass up in those creeks all day.
Oh, gotcha.
I think probably. I mean, from what I understand, probably the biggest thing is just the lack of moving water. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much. You'll get that, like I said, you'll get that outflowing current pretty strong, but the current won't come in strong. It'll just fill up.
right.
Right.
And Steve was asking, how do you hold your boat? So when you go in that lock system, there's a floating dock, and it's hooked to a rail system on the wall. So you tie your boat off to the cleats on the floating dock, and it goes up and down with the water level.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Now, the old school way was you had the little cleats on the wall, and as the water went out of the lock, you had to move your rope.
Oh.
And I wasn't alive when that was. Well, I wasn't cognizant. I wasn't aware when that was happening. But my dad told me that you'd see a lot of people had too much to drink and forgot to take their rope off of the thing.
You
And
get
that
your pocket knife out,
their
trying to
boats
cut it.
would just be hanging on the wall, and they have
Oh,
to
wow.
stop the water and raise it back up. But
Holy
yeah,
cow.
he said a lot of people cut their last minute cut their ropes, and then they're all floating around in the lock because that water really boils up in there. But
It's
it
dangerous.
can be dangerous, and I've seen some, in the summertime, and I'll be the first to tell you, I hate going through the locks because usually it's in the wintertime they take forever to open them up because they don't want to come out in the cold, and in the summertime they're packed full of like center consoles and scarabs and cigarette boats and just your regular summer crowd that are more than they have the right to do that, but I just don't want to be in it.
How many boats do they put in that lock at one time?
Oh man, I've seen like 50 in there, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
So the
Holy
boats will
cow.
tie up on the dock, right? And then everybody will tie up to the boat that's tied up to the dock. And then they'll tie up to the boat that's tied up to the boat. And then they'll tie up to that boat that's tied up to, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then they'll walk across the boats and throw beers across and blast music. And I used to be that guy. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that guy a long time ago. But I remember I was that guy, and I had an old center console Colbia, and the bilge pump had went out, and it has started raining, so it was filling up. And we got in the bilge pump wouldn't come on. I wasn't worried about it. When we got in the locks, and some guy stepped on my transom and dunked it.
Uh-oh.
And so I was freaking out. I thought I was going to sink in the locks. Luckily, we got it on the trailer. I bent the trailer all up because the boat had 5,000 pounds of water in it. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Scary.
That is scary.
So
Then what's up? Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
no, go ahead.
And I was just going to ask, like, as far as the type of catfish in the Cooper, are you seeing the normal channels, flatties and blues, or?
We have 4 species. We have the blues, which are the biggest. Flatheads are the next biggest. Flatheads are native. Channels are native, and the whites are native. The blues were stocked in the late 60s, early 70s in Lake Moultrie. We traded striped bass because we had the first landlocked striped bass. When they dammed up Lake Moultrie, the bass couldn't migrate back down the river. And so they thought they would die off and not spawn, but they ended up spawning. And so they're locked in. And so we traded that species with Arkansas. We traded, the what do you call the smaller versions of the fish? Baby catfish. And we got baby stripers. Huh?
Do they fry?
Yeah, fry. So we traded striper fry for blue cat fry. And that's why you'll hear a lot of people down here say the Arkansas blue.
Oh.
They refer to blue cats as that's Arkansas blue right there, which they're really just a blue cat, but they come from Arkansas. And so,
wow.
And then here we are 30, 40, 50 years later, and we have trophy catfish in there. But yeah, we have white cats, which my dad's always called them bullheads, and so I called them bullheads. But you can catch one up 6 pounds, 6-7 pounds, and then I did a video about or dragging baits or whatever, and I remember Josh, Flat Rock Flathead said, "Hey, that's a white cat, by the way." So I looked it up, and I was like, "Sure enough, it is." So we have channel cats, blue cats, flatheads, and white cats, and I'm sure we have bullheads. I've just never caught one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
One of the things I was going to talk about or mention when we first started talking about the river, from my research, it looks like the Cooper River is 58 miles long. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And half of it, more than half, is salt water
Okay.
or brackish water, I guess
Yeah,
you'd say.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So when people talk about, big rivers, well, I think we have probably 25 miles of fresh water, maybe. I don't even think it's that much. Um, and then it's brackish water. And the farther you go down, the catfish turn into sharks.
Literally.
But you can be up here just where you got it right now. This is very far up in the river. And you'll see porpoises swimming up here. I've seen
Oh,
manatee
wow.
up here. Yeah.
Huh. Is that where you mainly stay? You stay up in the freshwater end of it, or do you kind of?
No, I rarely fish up this end.
Gotcha.
Are there? I was doing some when I was doing some research. I saw a couple of boat ramps in that area. But are you how familiar are you with the boat launches and stuff up in that area?
Oh, there's not that many, so I know all of them. If you go back up towards the dam, keep going,
I hear.
right there. So there's Gilligan's Restaurant. There used to be a boat ramp there, but they closed that down. So William Dennis Boat Landing. If you watch Jeremy or Jim's Catfishing and Gear, his video, he was just at that boat landing right there.
Oh, okay.
There's also a private one up that little creek on the other side of the bridge on the left.
Uh-huh.
There's a private one up there that we used during COVID, where they charge you like $3-5 to put in there.
Gotcha.
And then that's it. And you come all the way, you come down, and then there's a boat ramp up that creek. Well, no,
Okay.
that's a plantation right there.
Oh, okay.
That's an
Oh,
old
wow.
slave plantation. The old Santee Canal Park. Yeah. There's a bunch of plantation houses on this river. Lots of history, man. I mean, I I love taking people fishing, but I would love to just show people and say, "Hey, you look, that used to be a rice mill, or that all this wood you see, that's not tree stumps, that's old docks and piers and stuff. It's tons of history."
Yeah, we have a similar stuff on the James.
Yeah. But to
It's
the
all
right, up in those creeks, if you take that creek all the way back, there's I think it's called Wabu Creek. There's a Wabu landing up there. If you keep going through, I can't put my boat in there because there's a little bridge right there, or that road right there.
there.
I just pointed at it like you could see it.
It's
So
right there.
you put in right there, but then you have to go under that road, that bridge, and my
Oh,
boat
right there.
won't fit under there. Yeah.
Looks like it's full of shell crackers in there.
You would think so, but there's hardly any fish back there, man. I don't know. I guess the food source isn't as good back there, but like Anna and I've gone up all the way through there, like flipping for bluegill and stuff like that, and just never really found anything. Downriver in the rice fields, when you get down there, that's when the shell cracker. That's where you find a big shell cracker. Yeah.
So I see. Yeah, there's a lot of looks like private boat launches and.
Yeah, those are all the doctors and the lawyers and the.
Big
But you
money.
see right there, there's one missing right there, right? Two tornadoes have come straight there from where your arrow is, and then they crossed the river. And they've taken out houses each time. Like in the past 10 years or 20 years, there's been two tornadoes come the direct path, same
Wow.
path.
Wow. That is weird.
That house, there used to be a house on each side of that house with the pool right there.
So that right there, and
Yep.
then that right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy, man. I'm still finding debris in the river from that tornado.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Now I was looking. I didn't see much as far as boat ramps or.
No, it's pretty barren. I mean, they're little private docks and stuff. But you see all those little flats and everything with the water. So that's trees lining that river. But on the other side of the trees, those are the old rice fields.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, and so each one of those, there's a little culvert that empties into the main river. And what they used to do is they flood the rice field. They plant the rice and flood it. And then when they went to go harvest the rice, they'd open up the um, the floodgate basically and drain it into the river. So if you
Gotcha.
scroll out and as you're going down the river, you'll see all those little, looks like farmland, pretty much,
Right.
but all those little plots there.
Wow.
And
Hey,
there's hardly anything. There's hardly any structure down through there. Like it's just a bunch of wasted water. That's why I don't put in up there because I fish downriver and the other ramp is closer to my house. But like if you put in up there, I have to travel all the way downriver in that pontoon boat, and it takes like 30 minutes.
wow.
Jay, keep following. There's another plantation right there. There's 2 or 3 of them.
Got some nice islands there.
That's actually just the main channel, and that's back there in the back. That's all swamp and yeah, all that on the other side is just swamp stuff. On the other side,
Oh, over here.
all that water you see,
Uh-huh.
that's like a foot deep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where it says Cooper River is the main channel.
Oh, so all this is like a foot deep.
Yeah, that's nothing there. Hardly anything.
Is there
Wow.
any good camping
Right
areas?
there. So that now you're where I'm actually scroll out. I'm lost now. Is there any way I can share it? Let's see.
I don't know.
Let me see. I think I can do it. Then I can like point out.
Shirley T said swamp and alligators, Dustin.
Oh yeah, lots of alligators.
I've seen a lot of your videos, and you have alligators swimming right by your boat.
Yep. All right, I think I can do this. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna remove mine. Looky there.
So,
Beautiful.
kind of where we left off. So this is my old stomping grounds right here. Let's see. Water treatment plant, cemetery. All right, so I'm trying to get my bearings. Hang on. McCrae Drive. All right, so yeah, right here. This is where we used to put in when I was a kid, and now it's a Native American bought the land back and tore down. This all used to be a big fishing tackle store right here. It's gone now. Now it's just a trailer park and drug ridden and all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
But this came out right here, and all this is no deeper than 5 feet. But then you come out in the main river here. This Bill and I are on a video right here in this cut, and manatees swim right in here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
nuts, man. How far they come up. When you
That
travel
must-
down the river,
The water gets deep on the main river there.
it's 35 foot at the deepest. Here's another plantation, huge house. These are all like big hills and stuff. Mulberry plantation. And as you get down here, now you're starting to get into some good catfishing. Because you have these big, see this right here, all this area.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the tide goes out, that's all mud.
Oh,
And so it's rice fields, and that's where they would plant grain, plant rice, and everything. But up in here, this is like shell cracker city, baby. I'll sit right here too. We'll anchor up right here and fish this opening right here, and we'll catch some. Bill caught a nice flathead last summer, 33 pounder right there.
Nice.
moving in and out of there.
Yeah, now you're getting to a place in the rice field where you can travel the inside of the rice field. So there's like a little channel that goes all along the inside. But if
Oh,
you're
nice.
off by 4 or 5 feet on either side, you'll hit cypress trees.
Oh wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. But you travel all through here, and this is, I mean, shellcracker, brim, any kind of panfish. A lot of channel cats in here. Um, out this is the main channel, but in this rice field. So you travel on around. Let's get some place where you guys have seen me fish recently. So this is I did a 24-hour live stream fishing video
Hmm.
or live stream, and this is where I camp right here,
Okay.
right
Oh,
there.
nice.
It looks different right now. Maybe it's because everything's dead. But right here, I've caught big catfish in here. This is Gator Haven here too. Um, if you come down here in the summertime, you'll see 10, 15 alligators just swimming around in here. Like
Wow.
it's waiting for you to make a mistake.
Wait till those guys set up and go camping.
Yeah. The last live stream I did, I was fishing right here.
Oh, okay.
All
Awesome.
around this area. And you have these openings. All this is rice fields. You'll see people that don't know the river, and they'll come flying through here off the main channel. They'll come flying through here, and then they'll just take this path instead of following the channel, and they'll end up in the mud here.
Yikes.
It's very confusing.
Is there channel markers or anything like that, or
Not yet.
not yet? Okay.
We're getting there. But yeah, stop me if I can talk about it all day. So you guys ask questions. That's Mepkin Abbey. That's the monastery that Monk's Corner got its name from.
Okay.
So you'll see monks out here walking and praying and stuff.
Oh, I remember you talking about them on a couple of your streams on your lives. I've heard you talking about those.
So this is where you start getting in. I mean, you can catch big. Jeremy caught. He's gonna kill me. I mean, it's not like.
I mean, never mind.
So in this area here somewhere, during the first monster hunt, Jeremy caught that 64-pound flathead.
Wow.
Yeah. So in that area somewhere around in here, maybe.
Oh, like right towards the end of the monster
There's no
hunt.
locals watching. If there's locals watching, this is like, oh my god, I'm going to his house and killing him.
You only got 300 people watching, Kevin. I think you're good.
I did share it out, man. But I think spots don't matter. Fish move, man.
Yeah.
But right here is where it gets really confusing. You see how there's no definition to that channel? There's a channel there.
Oh wow.
But you see how this is like well defined, you can follow that. Okay. There's no defined channel here, but there are channel markers. So this is where
Is there any of this is dredged or they?
No, there's a channel. You just can't see it on this map.
Gotcha.
But you can kind of see it right there.
Oh, okay.
Right there, and there's channel markers right there. But this is where people get in trouble. They'll run in here and then end up over here, and you won't see them for a day because they can't get out.
Yikes.
I was fishing one live stream right here. Where was that? Right here by the monastery. This is where I had a plane land on me right here. But I'm fishing right here, and these cats come by in their boat, and they run all the way up in the rice field, and you hear them bog out.
Oh man!
They come back with one of their propeller blades gone.
Oh,
oops!
But right in this area is where I caught my PB blue cat right in here.
How big was that, Kevin?
52.
52, nice.
Yeah. So I think there's more big blue cats in this area and flatheads because you have these feeding areas, these rice fields. right?
Right.
And so as the tide goes out, those fish are pushed into the main channel because they run out of water. And my dad tells stories about him sitting on these ledges fishing for bluegill, big copperhead brim, we call them, and he'll see big flatheads swim off the ledge because you can sit right there on that ledge in 4 feet of water, and you'll see him swim down. It's
Wow.
nuts. And he said he slaps himself every time that he didn't bring a catfish rod. But yeah, this travels down. I fish this main channel area a lot. I wear it out. Somewhere in this area, massive shell cracker beds. I mean, the biggest 2-3 pound shell crackers you ever seen in your life.
Wow.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And you can use those as bait on the river, or cut
You
bait, or
can.
whole bait.
You
Gotcha.
can, but you can also eat them because they're good. Fried rice fields.
Has said you can see my lake house being built.
Oh man, I wish I could afford somewhere like these houses are nuts.
Freddie said he was stopping by on the way to bed. Oh, looky! I know that place.
Yeah. Freddie's been down. He hasn't. Yeah, he's fished up there. He fished up there with Jeremy. But it just keeps on going out, and this is still fresh water. This is the train trestle where Epic Catfish told me there's a monster flathead there. I haven't caught it yet, but somebody else did.
Oh,
yeah. Last April, there was a fishing tournament, and 2 guys caught a 68-pound flathead right there.
goodness!
Oh wow!
Yeah, right there in the spot. But that's where we ended the River Wars tournament against Ohio River right there.
Gotcha.
And then it comes around. This is where it starts getting deeper. You have deeper pockets. Right here on this corner, for whatever reason, I guess maybe it's been blown out, but there's a 64-foot hole right here. And the rest of the river has been like less than 35.
Gotcha.
I wonder if that's a good wintering hole.
It's hard to fish because, you got the current either coming down or you got the current coming in. And then you have this wide open area here, so the wind's usually pretty bad right here too.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to anchor. I've caught a few fish there.
We have a spot like that just at the end of one of the cuts coming out into the bigger water, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's right on the point. It drops to about 70, 80, 90 feet, depending on what the tide's doing. But it swirls there.
Mm. Yeah, it does the same thing there. You're right. Yeah. Now, this used to be an old boat ramp, but you can't use it anymore. This Pimlico boat ramp is private. So since you saw that boat ramp up at the top, those 2 boat ramps, there hasn't been another one yet.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that's why, people in kayaks and stuff, they really can't fish it. Now here's where kind of it splits. This is called Chicken Creek. This is my boat ramp up here, up Chicken Creek. Cypress Gardens boat ramp right here.
Okay.
So that's my boat ramp. And the current's very swift. That's where KB almost took me out during the River Wars right there.
Is this a free ramp or is it paid?
It's free. Yep, it's free.
Okay.
So I'll zoom out real quick. So the boat ramp's right there. You see my wife's icon right there.
Mm-hmm.
She's sleeping in the next room. So we're 5 miles from the boat ramp. So that's why I like that boat ramp right there.
Nice.
Yeah. But then the Cooper River changes. It becomes more like your typical river here. This is where it becomes brackish. Right here. It's kind of weird. But it comes on around and it starts to get deeper. You have deeper pockets, 50-foot holes, 40-foot holes. Right here is called the T's, I think is what they call it. Yeah, because you can see it kind of does all kinds of crazy stuff. I'll cut through here But then you come here on the right in this area, and it goes to 74 foot,
Wow.
Holy
but
cow.
only about 60 yards. Like that's it. It's literally a hole.
Huh.
I don't get it. I don't understand. But that's where the famous video was filmed, right there.
Oh, the 70-foot hole.
Yep.
Oh.
I think I fished it once since, and I might have caught one. Oh, I took Jeremy from Tackle Bandit there, and he caught. At that time, it was his PB. It was like 22 pounds. But it's such a
nice.
hard place to fish because you can imagine all the different water flows you got.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Water coming
right.
up river, down river, through the
Left,
creek,
right.
from the
Yeah.
back creek. It's like it's crazy right there. And then this is where I start my descent to the barges I've been fishing.
Yep.
Let's see. I missed one area here. Did I go too far? No. So this area here, you see how that switches back real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's almost parallel to each other. Strong current right around here. And I don't know, you'll see like crazy I don't know what you call them. What do you call them? Seams, current seams.
Current seams. Yep.
Yeah, and I've fished. There's Hagen Grubbs Island. That's what I call it, right there. But I caught a 43 pounder there this summer. It was awesome.
Nice.
Oops, sorry.
Is that pretty deep right there on that outside bend?
Yeah, it's crazy. It goes from 18 feet. I think that's the spot. It's hard to tell from here.
It looks like it would be deep there because of that such short, sharp turn.
Yeah, and I think that's why it is deep because it erodes it.
Yep.
It goes from 18 feet right here, like 18 feet to like 50 foot.
Wow.
Just drop off. Boom.
And you can't fish it. Like it's impossible to fish. Maybe in my boat it is anyway.
Is this a spot where the barges come around too?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But that's the next stop. I've been exploring this one all last year. All these banks and everything, scanning them. It's a long little stretch, as you can tell, because it's not just a straight shot. So you have to go through these and switch back and forth. So it takes you a good long while to get down river. That's another big switchback right there.
Yep.
Here, right here.
Nah.
There they are.
There they are.
We've seen these videos.
Yeah. I really enjoyed fishing them, and I've said on my channel that, this year is going to be the year of the lake, but I'm going to go. I haven't fished these during the summer. So I think I'm going to go back there and try them out in the summertime. But they move all the time, so you got to be careful. But yeah, there's another little tugboat. Well, it's not on the. Yeah, it is. It's right there. Well, the tugboat's gone. There's a tugboat that's always docked here, and I'll fish up against that too. But there's all kinds of cool stuff I've yet to discover down this far in the river. Like I said, I grew up shellcracker fishing and stuff, so I never really got down here. This summer, I took my buddy, and we just went down river a little more. This is the next boat ramp, which I wish they would dredge. Right here, Bushy Park. So if you look, you can throw a rock from the freshwater to the saltwater.
Wow.
So this goes in that that Cypress Gardens boat ramp.
Mm-hmm.
This is the rest of the creek, Chicken Creek. It comes down. They call it the Black River.
Okay.
But it you can take that all the way back up to Cypress Gardens right there. But right now these barges come through, and you can see the sand right here.
Mm-hmm.
They blow all that in this cove, and so if it's low tide, you can't get out of there or in there. But when we went too far down, and we were just having fun, and I think where did we fish? It wasn't that far down. Right here, this little gas line or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my buddy Scott pulled up this gas line, and we just threw out, and the catfish turned into sharks
Oh wow.
right there. So that's how close you are, you know. Right, I'm trying to keep track of it. Right here is sharks, and right here is catfish.
Mm.
So
Wow.
I mean, it's really an amazing system. You know, and when I say like my river's 20 miles long, I usually stop it where I catch catfish. So around this area where my boat ramp is the bottom of the river. And then it goes on though, guys. I mean, this is pure salt water out here. This is what people think of Charleston right here. You go out Drum Island, amazing saltwater fishing. There's the peninsula of Charleston right here. So you can take my river all the way out to the ocean if you dare.
Nice.
But that's it. I'm gonna turn the maps back over to you guys.
Let's say, where is Palmetto Island? The one you go camping on? Is that in that area? Or is
Oh no. I gotta show you that.
we got to see that.
Gotta see that. I love Palmetto Island. That's actually in Lake Marion.
Oh, okay.
Chimney Island. Choop. There we go. Just that simple.
Okay.
That's Palmetto Island.
Oh.
Right. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say you stopped sharing.
Duh, Kevin.
You're tired. We get it.
Yeah.
Uncle Jeep said, "Is that the sandbar where the fish hang out during happy hour?"
Yep. There's Chimney Island right there. Can you see it?
Now we can.
Yep, there it is.
So, the first year we camped, we camped right here. So we haven't really been all over the island, but this is a cool little sandbar here. And then this past year we camped on this point. And then Anna and I took a boat trip around the entire island. It's kind of treacherous. Like I said, you really don't know what's down there. But this is like, you see the tree stumps right here.
Oh wow. Yep.
You know, you can see them. But we just went slow and we chugged around this whole island. Not really much, a lot of marsh and stuff. But then, guys, we got to this point, and I think this is where we're going to camp this year.
Oh.
That's as far as it'll let me zoom. But we came around this point, and I freaked out. Anna was like half asleep because she was relaxed. I said, look over there. She's like, what? Oh, my God. I said, there's a whole beach right there, and they have a table and center blocks and all kinds of stuff. I said, we can camp there. And she was, okay, you don't have to yell and scream. But then what I'm more excited about is look right across.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lake Marion is known for shallow water catfish. And all these trees, you can't tell me there's not a flathead up in there.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great hiding spot.
Lots of structure.
You know?
Yep.
But then
what about the alligators?
Oh yeah, tons. But not so much in October, which is when we camp. But then this side of the island, you can camp pretty much anywhere along here. There's lots of beach area. It's actually very nice. But this is actually a pretty unique area. You know, when we camp here, this area, you can kind of see these trees right here are the channel marker.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 30 to 40 feet deep right here, and then it's 3 feet right here, and then it goes down to the 3 to 4 feet, all in this area. And so when we pull up on the beach and we cast baits out, these fish are coming up over that hump and into this shallow water to feed. And we've caught 30 pounders, 20 pounders. I mean, it's crazy the fish that come up in that shallow water. And they slam the rod too, man. It's very exciting. Very exciting.
I know a lot of people say when they fish shallow that the fish only have one of two ways to go.
That's right.
So they can't go down.
That's right. They take care of it.
So, well, but thank you so much for that in-depth view of the Cooper River. I mean, that was
You're welcome.
well, that was really the
Appreciate
point
that, Kevin.
of doing this, right? So give everybody a better idea of what the Cooper River is all about, and kind of an overview of where you fish and where it starts, where it ends, and all that stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I know I saw a lot of things that I liked, learned a few things, and hopefully everybody else in chat did too.
Yeah, it's a small river. I mean, you really don't need like a lifetime like the James to discover it. The James or the Mississippi, like you'll never ever fish the whole Mississippi. But the Cooper River, you can, at least for catfish, you could fish that whole river in a lifetime
Right.
and figure it all out. And so, I don't plan on going anywhere, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
Sean, you have any more questions for Kevin?
Nope. Kevin, we appreciate you coming on here. That was very
Oh, man,
informative.
I
I'd like to make
enjoyed
it down there one day.
Yeah, and you guys are welcome to come down. We don't have an abundant sea of giant blues like the James, but it's fun, and there's a whole bunch other to see than big catfish here, and I think that's what I love the most about. That's what I'm most prideful about, is that you see so many different things that you'll never see anywhere else than right here. And I mean, in one day you could catch catfish, shellcracker, bass, a sturgeon. You could see manatee swim up under your boat, and porpoises feeding next to the alligators. I mean,
Right.
you could see all that
Wide
in one
variety,
day.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and for me, it's not always about catching the big fish. I mean, that's what we target when we go out on the James, because we know they're there. But one of the most fun things for me and for us, I guess I speak for Sean too, is when we're doing it with somebody else. So I mean, we could catch a 10-pound blue and have a blast, as long if we're fishing with somebody else. So it's all about who you're fishing with and having fun doing it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I said earlier, we're going to knock our show down to down to an hour. I know we went a little over, but we love the insight and the knowledge from that Kevin provided for the Cooper River, and we really appreciate that. Like I said, we plan on doing every week up until we can go through all 6 rivers. We're probably going to save the James for last, because we're going to be the winner of the River Wars. But yeah, so we'll pick one of the other rivers, and we'll go over that one next week. We'll hopefully bring somebody up that's got a lot of knowledge on one of those other rivers as well, and we'll do the same thing all over again with a different river.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you again, Kevin. We really appreciate you coming up. Thank everybody in chat for coming in. We hope everybody learned a little bit of something about the Cooper River. And I know we are already looking forward to going down and fishing with Kevin on the Cooper River at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks everybody for coming in. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget Friday night chat with Stan tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern time, and then Pontoon Jodi starting at 9:00 fishing with friends. Hope to see you all there. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you all later.
See you next time.